sorcerer named Zarok. This arrogant, pitiless man hated his fellow citizens for their simple and peaceful ways. So he raised an army of demons and set out to take the realm for his own. The king's champion, Sir Daniel Fortesque, led the militia into battle against this unholy horde. Songs are still sung of how he spearheaded the charge deep into the accursed multitude, how demons fell before him like wheat before the scythe, and how at last, though mortally wounded, he destroyed the sorcerer utterly. Fortesque went down in history that day as the hero of Gallowmere, and a time of peace began, which was to last for 100 years. And then, the sorcerer returned.
Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is MediEvil for the PlayStation 1. And that was quite a bit of a long intro. So, recently this game has been re-released on PlayStation 4. I remember this game being advertised back in the day, during the days of PS1. And I remember playing a timed demo of this, but I never played the full game. Not until recently. And as you can see, it's definitely going to be an adventure of sorts. Just start the new game already.
It has risen again. Sir Daniel Fortesque. See? The hero of Gallowmere who fell at the first charge. The fog of war and the shrouds of time conspire to turn the arrow fodder into the saviour of the day. But we knows better. Let it alone. Fate has given it a second chance. A chance to forget the ignoble truth. A chance to defeat Zarok and live up to the legend. We hopes it does well.
Finally, now I can talk. Anyway, this is obviously going to be a 3D adventure. A little bit of jumping, a little bit of hacking and slashing. You are Sir Daniel Fortesque, and apparently, despite all the legends made about you, they're not exactly true. You didn't really defeat Zarok. You fell to an arrow at the initial charge of the battle. Now that Zarok's magic has somehow revived you after 100 years, and Zarok is doing evil things again, you can finally face and defeat Zarok once and for all. So, pretty interesting story here. So let's move towards this sword that is spinning around because we're going to need it. That is our small sword. By pressing X over and over again, we can stab things. And if we hold the square button for about 2 seconds, we can charge up this Legend of Zelda style whirlwind blade attack. As a matter of fact, if we pause the game with the start button and we press X and select control options, after using the control pad to move to it, we can select view controls, and we can see what our controls are. X is your main attack, the square is your secondary / power-up attack, circle lets you jump, and triangle lets you defend and duck. L2 and R2 lets you move the camera around, and pressing L2 and R2 together lets you go in the first-person mode. You can change the enemy you're targeting with L1 in case you're using a projectile weapon. You will be getting projectile weapons through the game. And holding R1 lets you strafe, just by holding R1 and using the control pad while holding the button. Triangle can also be used to run and perform a daring dash, but you have to learn that ability first. And you can press L3, which is the left analog stick, to toggle the walk and run control if you have the analog controller. So there is that. Anyway, I wonder if I can trigger the Oh, I guess not. Oh well. I'll go ahead and play this game with the D-pad anyway. Anyway, there are some books here. We can read them by walking up to them and pressing A. When you're ready to leave this crypt, you'll find an exit at the end of the hall. To unlock the gates, you must find a runestone and place it in the ornate hand set next to the doorway. And by reading this book, you must be out of shape after 100 years lying on your back. Use the crypt to get to grips with your new lease on life. Or new lease of life, rather. There we go. I keep wanting to use R1 for whatever reason. Also, there seems to be something near this wall. Ah, apparently there is some stuff hidden there. But it doesn't seem like we can get to it yet. Remember it for later. And if we go over here, we'll collect some throwing daggers. These are projectile weapons, and you do have a limited amount of them. I'm just going to go ahead and press select to go to the inventory and select the small shield, or rather the small sword, or the short sword, or whatever the heck it's called, and equip that because I want to save those knives. And if we jump to this is a life bottle. This is basically like the energy tanks in the Metroid games. So we have our weapon on the upper left-hand corner, our currently equipped weapon. We have our gold. We will be collecting gold throughout the game, using those to buy stuff throughout the game. And in the center, we have our health. We have 300 hit points. But in case we lose those, the life bottle we just picked up will allow us to refill our health again. That basically serves as a free life, so to speak. There is a way to refill health, and there is a way to refill the life bottles too, and that will be covered in due time. Let's go this way and see what is going on here. To do a power attack, press and hold the square button for 2 seconds. Oh, square button on the controller for a second or two, and then release it. Already went over that. And there is this weird little thing here. That is a star rune. By collecting star runes, we will be able to unlock doors, as mentioned earlier. Feel free to have a paddle in the shallow water, but don't be tempted to go for a swim. Buoyancy can be a problem for those of a dead disposition. I cannot read for some reason. Deep water will kill you. Unless you have a life bottle, you're not coming back. And by attacking chests, you can open them. Here's a copper shield. You can use the triangle button to defend yourself when you have a shield. Of course, the shields don't last forever. They only take a limited amount of abuse. And once that shield is destroyed, you're going to need to find a new one. And I just picked up some gold. Any treasure that you find will go into your coin score, displayed in the top right of your display. Coins are used to buy items from the greedy merchant gargoyles. And there's really not much else that we can do here. So all we can really do now, besides remember that one part of the wall looks a little funnier than the others, looking right here. Yeah, you can tell just by taking advantage of how graphics were during the PlayStation 1 days. You can tell there's a room in there. We just need to find out a way to get it. Just to get into it and get what's there. But by walking into this hand, which is now suddenly here, we can place the star rune in the yellow hand. The hand and the rune will be matching colors, and you can go up the stairs. By the way, if you double tap in any direction, you can run instead of walk. That may come in handy. And here's the exit. Can I read this book? Track down Zarok, by retracing his diabolical odysseys through Gallowmere. You can spot the exits from an area by looking out for a stinking trail of magic slime. And when you're done reading a book, you can always press triangle to stop reading it. And once we leave Dan's crypt, we get a nice little loading screen. Then we get the world map. You can select any place you want to go to, assuming you've unlocked it, of course. And you can also save your game with the square button. We're going to save our I cannot speak to save my life. Save our progress. And yes, we will save our game to memory card 1. Save is successful. Let's go ahead and go to the graveyard. And I like how you have these nice little screens just before you go into the level proper. Artwork here holds up pretty well. And while we could go in this direction, why would we want to do that? We're going to have to go forwards to go back. So, right now we're just walking across a trail. There are plenty of zombie hands moving around. Thankfully, they will not harm us. Welcome back to your beloved Gallowmere. The stinking dead have risen up to dance with the lifeless living, and they want to do it over your dead body. Have a nice sip of tea there. And, uh-oh. Well, might as well use our striking abilities to get rid of the zombies. Some of them will come out of coffins like we just saw earlier, but others will be just sitting there waiting. And if you do get hit, the health bar will show up, telling you, hey, you got hit. And you do want to be careful here because some zombies will even come out of the ground. Now, as you're beating up zombies, these little balls of light come out of these guys when we kill them. And this number, this percentage below a picture of a chalice goes up. We will need to pick up a chalice in every level. That will be explained by the game. For now, let's go over here. Let's look around. And we found an earth rune. So we have ourselves another key. Now we just need to figure out where to put it. And hopefully get through this place in one piece as we do so. And these guys are just lying around and just waiting for us to show up. Don't let zombies get you down. Tend those wounds by stepping into this fountain of rejuvenation. This is how you restore health in the game. This is also how you refill the life bottles. Because it is possible to have like a fraction of a tank full. You can have the life bottles less than full. And if you need to refill life bottles, you can slowly do so here. Just keep in mind that these little fountains of energy do not last forever, and that they will eventually run out after you, to put it a better way, go to the well once too often. And Dan, what is your head doing? I know you're looking at so many things at one time, but come on. Anyway, as I was saying, it is possible to go to the well one too many times, go to the well once too often, and not have the ability to use the fountain. The energy does run out, and I just accidentally strafed. But hey, now that I know what I'm doing, and I can tell my 1 buttons from my 2 buttons now, apparently, I can pretty much show off how to strafe now. So that's a cool thing. Let's go up to this hand already and just open the door before I further delay the inevitable. And let's go ahead and beat up some zombies. And if this guy could notice me, that would be great. Well, I can hit you from that angle, so I guess that works all right too. And whenever you see that icon there in the lower right hand corner, that means you can't move the camera if you're using the L2 and R2 buttons. Nice to know that it exists. Hey, let's not walk into that now. We got a chaos rune. We found that while going into that area where the earth rune was allowed us to go. And by using the chaos rune, we'll be able to continue our little adventure here. I'm going to take care of you first, too. Remember, nothing remains hidden under the gaze of an angel. Not quite sure what that's supposed to mean, but we're going to find out right here as soon as we go in here. So, right here. If you strike this angel, whatever gate the angel looks at is the one that is unlocked. And here's the chalice. Can't get it yet. How are we doing? 75%. That's what I thought we were at. This object here is the chalice. Every time you dispatch an enemy, the chalice fills a little more. Once the chalice is full, it is yours to collect, and you will be worthy of visiting the Sacred Hall of Heroes to claim a prize. There is a chalice to be found in every region of Gallowmere. They are all hidden or well guarded. Only a true hero will collect the full set. We won't be able to get it yet because we haven't filled it up to 100%. Also, I could go over there, but why? Well, I do have my reasons for going there, but perhaps not just yet. And I wanted to see how well I could utilize the strafe there, and turns out I was able to utilize it pretty well. Now, I'm glad I actually opened up this path because this allowed me to go over to here. And I got hit there trying to take care of those 3 enemies with my power strike, but we now have 2 chests full of gold and a life bottle. So we now have 120 gold. Apparently the chests contain 50 gold each. How about that? Now it is time to go hit the angel until it faces this direction, because I'm pretty sure I need it to face this direction. We still need to beat up some more zombies, and there's another book we can read. The living world lies beyond these skull gates. The master of the hilltop mausoleum, the stained glass demon, has possession of the skull key. So there will be bosses in this game. Every once in a while, we will have to face them if we want to get anywhere in the game. If we definitely want to go further, of course. And I did not know you were there. You almost got me. And I could get the chalice now, but there's a reason I'm not going to get it quite yet. Instead, I want to continue on. I will show something off involving the chalice as we keep going in this direction. And by going over here, we get 50 more gold, I assume. 3 more zombies. More damage, apparently, because I can't seem to hit anything that's behind me. And we get to meet our first merchant gargoyle. Just go up to him and press X, and you can get supplies. Right now we can just get throwing daggers. 50 throwing daggers for 40 gold. I want to save my money, and besides, there is a better ranged weapon that we're going to get ammo for anyway. That will prove to be a little more powerful. It will definitely be useful when the time comes for me to use it. Assuming I get to it, of course. Which we will, because it's not that far away from where we are now. It won't be long before we get it. I do want to go up here. Here's some gold. How am I doing on... I can wait. I have plenty of energy. I have 2 whole life bottles to work with. And thankfully, this is shallow water that we are looking at. And, hey, take your time there. Guy looked so forward to hitting me that he tripped on himself twice. And in here, in case you need it, is another copper shield. Now, here's the bridge. If you even go anywhere near the sides of that bridge, you're going to fall into a water-filled pit and you're going to die. You don't want to do that. I don't feel like showing that off. Not intentionally, anyway. And yeah, the game reminds you to pick up the chalice. I do like that. But let's go ahead and talk to this gargoyle first. We're not going to leave yet.
Tread softly. Zarok awaits beyond these gates. The master meets with the demon from the mausoleum, hatching plots of purest evil. Forgotten nobodies would be wise to make themselves scarce.
I love the voice acting for the gargoyles. It somehow has held up. And yeah, I'm just going to be careful near this so that way I don't die. Anyway, I might as well go ahead and refill my energy. Just stand in it. You'll eventually get it refilled. You'll eventually refill any less than full or empty life bottles if you have any of those in your possession too. And now I want to go up here. And where are we? Right. No, wait. Where is the there it is. I'm about to say, where is the other stone stairway that I need to go down? There we go. Now we can go back to the angel, strike it a few more times, and then we can get the chalice. Now this is at 100%. Once you hit 100% of the chalice, the game will tell you, hey, you can pick up the chalice. Now that you have the chalice, we can go to the Hall of Heroes, and we can probably do something of importance there. So I'm just going to run my way back to the bridge. Actually be slow. Take it slow when we get there. Alright. Now we can leave. And once we do that, we've got the chalice. We're heading to the Hall of Heroes.
Welcome to the Hall of Heroes, where the bravest warriors from history spend eternity, feasting, singing, and arm wrestling. If they think you're worthy enough, you may be able to persuade them to give you a new weapon.
And by advancing shortly forwards, you get a nice little description from the gargoyle about the Hall of Heroes. This is where we will meet some heroes of the past. This is where we see the great dining hall of the legendary. And apparently there seems to be a carving in the table. I just now noticed that. 2 carvings, actually. But they both look the same. There's a book here. We might as well go ahead and read it. To pay homage to the heroes, stand in front of their designated statues and await spiritual guidance. Some of these statues will be, well, ours is strangely transparent because we're only romanticized as a hero, but others have solid statues. Also, there's some stairs right here, and as you can see, that probably wasn't the best example. That probably wasn't the best example either. Let me try that again. As you can see, the stairs they are not corporeal. They are not solid. Only when you are truly worthy as a hero will you be able to ascend to the higher level of this hall. When you have paid homage to all of the heroes in the lower hall, the ghostly stairs will then become solid. So we're going to have to play through the game in order to unlock the upper levels. And this statue apparently has a green glow. If we stand right here at the chalice... Ah.
Captain Fortesque, it's me, Canny Tim. Does the battle go well? How I wish I could fight at your side again, sir. But hold, you could take my crossbow. It's got rapid fire and you can ricochet the darts off walls to shoot around corners. I used it at the Battle of Gallowmere. After you were slain, I shot Zarok's champion, Lord Kardok. A clean kill through the eye at some 1,000 yards.
And the game asks if you want to accept his crossbow. We're definitely going to accept it.
Not that there's anything clever about shooting someone in the eye, sir. Oh, goodbye, sir.
I love how you can kind of hear Canny Tim laugh under his own breath near the end before Daniel Fortesque says, hey, watch it. At least that's what I think I'm hearing. But anyway, here's the crossbow. It has its own ammunition. It's slightly more powerful. It's definitely more powerful than the throwing daggers, that's for sure. And I forgot to mention the arm. This just lets you strike enemies with your own left arm, and you can throw it to attack enemies from a distance. I don't know if I'm ever going to be using that or not. We will see. For now, though, we have our crossbow. We have some gold. I don't know why we suddenly have 186. That's not exactly a round number. But that's all we can do here. We just need to go back to the pad from which we came, and then we can lead the Hall of Heroes once the game gives us the prompt as to whether or not we want to do so. And after a brief little loading screen, we get to unlock the next area, which is Cemetery Hill. We will save our progress, because I definitely want to save it. So, that was a nice little jaunt through the graveyard there, and hey, apparently you have 3 save slots. Cool. And in case you don't have a MediEvil save slot, your very first save will always be in slot A. And you can always switch between memory cards if you need to. Let's go ahead and override our existing save, because why not? And the game will always let you know if you've completed a level and you've gotten the chalice, which is excellent, because I definitely want to go for 100% as I play through this game. Should be an interesting game. So, our next stop is Cemetery Hill, but that will have to wait until the next video. So join me next time when we go through Cemetery Hill and see what else is happening now that Zarok has somehow passed through this area. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!